Welcome back to Convertible Verse. Let's talk about 911 Targa. And I want to start with a question. When you walk into a Porsche dealership and you see the Cabriolet sitting there with its soft fabric roof, do you ever think, is that really it? Is that the best they could do? Because I do, every single time. And don't get me wrong, the Cabriolet is a fine car, but it always feels like the easy choice, the obvious choice. The choice you make when you just want fresh air and you haven't really thought too hard about it. The Targa is different. This is the one you choose when you actually care, when you've done your homework, when you know the history and you want to be part of it. People call it the thinking man's 911. And honestly, I think that's exactly right. Before we get into what makes this car so special, hit that subscribe button and check the links in the description. I'll put together some of the best products to keep your car looking showroom fresh. Okay, back to it. So what makes the Targa the Targa? It is that silver bar, that iconic roll bar that runs right across the roofline. Porsche first put it on the original 911 Targa back in 1965. And here's the thing, over 65 years later, it is still there, still silver, and still doing exactly what it was designed to do. In an industry that loves to erase its own past, Porsche kept this. And on the 2026 model, the 992.2 generation, it looks better than it ever has. It's wider, more sculpted. It catches the light differently, depending on where you're standing. It is not just a structural piece. It's geniusly a design statement. A piece of automotive history that Porsche decided was too good to let go of. And they were right. Now, let's talk about the roof, because this is where things get really interesting. When you press the button to open the Targa, you don't just get a panel sliding back. What happens is a full mechanical sequence. The front glass section lifts and then tucks itself neatly under the rear window, all on its own, while you just stand there and watching. It takes about 19 seconds, and honestly those are 19 very entertaining seconds. There are 47 separate moving components involved in that process. 47. The roof uses magnesium roof bows, which are basically the lightweight structural supports that guide the glass safely as it moves. There are electro-hydraulic actuators. There are sensors that won't even let the roof operate if you're going faster than about 12 miles per hour. This is not a simple folding roof. It is a small mechanical miracle happening right in front of you. And yes, it does add weight. About 55 kilograms, more than the standard cube. The purist will bring this up immediately. They'll say the torsional rigidity isn't quite there. That the body isn't that stiff that you can feel it. And look, they're not completely wrong. A fixed roof coupe will always be stiffer. That's just physics. But Porsche knows this. They've reinforced the steel structures. They've strengthened the A-pillars. They've done the work. And the result is a car that feels incredibly solid. Especially for something with this much mechanical complexity going on above your head. The style payoff? Absolutely worth it. Right, the engine. 3-liter, twin turbocharged, flat 6, sitting right where it belongs, behind the rear axle. This engine makes 443 horsepower and it delivers it in a way that never feels aggressive or scary. It feels progressive, confident, like it's always got more in reserve. 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds through the PDK gearbox. And the PDK here is genuinely exceptional. 7 gears, shifts in milliseconds. It reads what you're doing and reacts before you've even finished thinking about it. The flywheel is light, the turbos spool quickly, and the throttle response is sharp. This doesn't feel like turbocharged engine in the old, laggy This doesn't feel like a turbocharged engine in the old, laggy sense of word. It feels immediate and alive. Starting price in the US is around $147,000, which, for everything this car is, actually makes a lot of sense when you break it down. So you press the button, you watch the roof do its own thing. You've settled into the seat, and now you're moving. And within about 30 seconds, you understand why this car exists. Because the experience of driving a Targa is genuinely unlike anything else in the 911 lineup. It's not a coupe, it's not a full convertible. It is this very specific, very deliberate middle ground. And once you've tried it, the other options start to feel like compromises. And here's what I mean. In a cabriolet, when the roof is down, wind is everywhere, it's coming at your face, your chest and your ears. It is loud, it's a bit chaotic. Some people love that. Fair enough. But in the Targa, it is different. The rear glass stays fixed. That's the whole point. So what you get is this pocket of relatively calm air around you. The wind arrives at the top of your head. Just there, right above you, framed by that silver bar on one side and the solid rear window on the other. It feels considered, intentional, like someone actually thought about what open air driving should feel like, rather than just cutting a hole into the roof and calling it down. At 40 miles per hour it's relaxing, at 70 it's genuinely accelerating, and 100, well, you will figure that out yourself. Now the 4S, part of the name. Let's talk about that. The 4 means all-wheel drive. And on a car like this, that matters more than you might think. Under normal driving, most of the power goes the rear wheels, because this is a 911 at heart. And 911s are rear-wheel drive cars. That's the character. That's the feel. Porsche doesn't want to take that away from you. But the moment the rear wheels start to lose grip, and we're talking about milliseconds here, the front axle gets torque automatically, without any drama whatsoever. The result is a car that feels planted in a way that genuinely builds your confidence, especially in the wet, especially on a cold morning when the roads are damp and you're not fully awake and you just need the car to handle things for you. The all-wheel drive system works together with the rear axle steering. Yes, the rear wheels steer slightly too, and the PDK gearbox to give you this very complete, very composed driving experience. Everything is talking to everything else, constantly in real time. It doesn't make the car feel dull, it makes it feel capable. There's a difference. Push it a bit harder and the Targa 4S really shows you what it's made of. The steering is precise, weighted nicely. You'll always know what the front tires are doing. The body stays flat through corners in a way that still surprises me, given how much mechanical complexity is sitting above the door line. The wider rear haunches on the 4S give it a more aggressive stance. And what extra width isn't just for looks. Those rear tires are bigger. More rubber on the road, more grip when you need it. Brake hard into a corner and the car stays composed. Rotate through the apex and it feels natural. Not nervous, not twitchy, just balanced. This is a car that rewards smooth inputs. The more relaxed you are, the faster it goes. Which is a nice way for a car to work. Inside, everything is where it should be. The seats hold you without squeezing you. The driving position is spot on. The system is clear and quick. And there's a physical volume knob. An actually rotary knob that you can reach over and turn. In 2026, a small thing, but an important one. The cabin is airy with the roof open, obviously. But even closed, the Targa feels less claustrophobic than the Coupe. The rear glass wraps around and lets light in from behind. It changes the whole atmosphere of the interior. So here is where we land. Is the GT3 faster? Obviously. The GT3 is a track weapon wearing a number plate. It's sensational. If lap times are your priority, go get that one. But the Targa 4S is the one you actually want to live with. It's the one you will drive to work on a Tuesday and still feel something. The one you'll take on a long weekend road trip and arrive relaxed rather than exhausted. The one that looks incredible parked outside a restaurant without trying too hard. It's fast enough to thrill you, comfortable enough to use daily, and beautiful enough to stop people in their tracks without even moving. The 911 Targa 4S is not the most extreme car Porsche makes. It's just the most complete one. And sometimes complete is exactly what you need. And yes, if you want more videos like this, subscribe and check the links in the description for my top recommended products. And I want to hear your opinions about this car in comment section. And until next video, see you.